Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about how ulterior motives are not as effective as you think. I've been thinking about this topic a lot since a lot of YouTube, when it comes to finding jobs or being more interesting, being more cool, or getting a relationship, they sort of give advice when it comes to those things. They give advice that tells you to do the opposite in order to achieve something else. For example, a common, advice for guys getting girls is to act nonchalant or not want to get be a forward to get the girl, and because of that, girls would be more attractive to your presence or your personality or your coolness in order to get the girls. That's one example. I think for girls, it's basically the same thing, where it's the tried and true trope where you'll find the one when you're not actually looking for it. And so we have a lot of examples of these throughout YouTube. I would say it's actually, in terms of the self-help and vlog genre, I would say that more than half of the videos have sort of advice centered around this idea. This idea that you are very aware of what you want, and because you're so aware, it feels too direct, or it feels too, how do I say it? It feels too simple, too blunt to try to get at something directly, because it feels too obvious. People want to achieve the things, and they believe that everyone else is trying to achieve the same thing. So if you take the most obvious route, there's obviously going to be a lot of competition doing that. And so what they tell you is to take the you can say sigma. You can take the sigma route, which is to not do the thing that you want to do, and then by doing that, you eventually become better. And I'm gonna tell you that shit does not work at all. It is incredibly ineffective at getting anything solved, and it says more about the person themselves and how afraid they are at just trying to get what they want or achieve what they hope for, as opposed to their intellect or their superior strategy making. And I guess one of the examples, in order to prove that it's not effective, the main argument for me is that people are not as stupid as you think. It's like, I think one of the main examples that I could give you is, like, for example, you're with the boys and you could tell, like, this guy likes that girl, but he's too afraid to go ask her out or just even talk to her, and rather than, going up, and even if he messes up, just go out and try it. He'll say something along the lines of, I'm not into her, she kind of mid, like, I'm into other girls, like, she's not my type, stuff like that. Immediately that when your bro says, I'm not into that type of girl, they're capping. There's no way they're telling the truth. And it honestly just comes off as being just afraid, just afraid of doing that. And as bros, we want to, like, sometimes we don't call out a guy because we don't want to hurt his feelings. Like, he's already dealing with anxiety and stuff like that. He don't need more of us piling on him. But you just sort of feel bad. It's like you just want him to do it. And for other guys to say, like, nah, I'm working on myself, I need to get my own game up, I need to go to the gym and do all that stuff. If your bro tells you that in order to go get a girl, it just feels he's being around the bush. You would think, talking to him, you're just like, why don't you just go talk to her? It doesn't matter how buff you are or anything, because all as humans, we understand that what matters at the end of the day is just I don't want to say personality, but it's just just who you are. Even if it fails, it doesn't matter. I don't want to say go out there, but the we sort of intrinsically understand that these ulterior motives don't work. Um, and we pretend that like girls or guys themselves are so dumb and are born yesterday, where maybe you follow them on Instagram or you send them some meme pretending like you don't want to ask them out and trying to like get buddy buddy with them. They're like, they know what you're doing. It's not their first rodeo. And maybe one could argue that going through that effort to try to persuade someone to be with them through unconventional means shows actually more effort, and that it's it is actually more useful, or shows you care more about them. But the counter argument is that if you just literally talk to them and ask them how they're doing, or just thought about them and wanted to spend time with them, that's obviously a lot better way than trying to do like a circular route to show that you care for them. Like if someone liked you, you would just want them to pay attention to you and to want to spend time with you and be happy around you. That's literally all you're asking for. You don't need them to be Superman or Superwoman, Like, I mean, even Superman likes a normal ass lady like Rachel. So, and he was trying to do all that, roundabout crap, and she didn't like him. She liked Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent was straight up to her. He just, asked her out and stuff like that. But Bruce Wayne and his like emo shit, he could learn a bit more from Harvey Dent, Two-Face. So I'm just saying that honestly, I sort of get like fed up of a lot of these ulterior motives, like, oh, in order to be cool, you have to not want to be cool, or shit like that. It's really repetitive, because even for like acting cool, to me, the most uncool thing is when you can sense someone is trying to be cool but not cool. When someone is trying too hard to not be cool. It's if you're trying to impress people who are be impressed by that, like who have no sense of awareness, like good for you. I mean, that's fine. But it comes off as really inauthentic to a lot of people, and just be who you are. Like, what are you trying to pretend? I'm not trying to judge you or anything. And sometimes it can be a battle of the intellect, and that's fine. Let's just have fun. Like, I'm not gonna leave just because you're more dumb or anything. Like, let's have a conversation and stuff like that. So I just feel that a lot of people think they're a lot smarter than other people just because they think like, yo, like, do y'all ever just like think? I'm like, nah, bro, I've never thought in my life. Like, I've never had my own self thinking. Like, that is, everyone has that. Like, you're not special for doing that. But it's just nice to just be forward and to talk to people. And I know I have anxiety too, and it's hard to go out and make a move, and sometimes it's not going to work out. You just know. Even if you go, like, no matter what you do, you're not there yet. But I don't know, anxiety is going to happen. So it is what it is, I think, at that point. Where people are still going to be there. It's not like people are going to disappear or stuff like that. At least I'm still here. If you want someone to talk to. But yeah, I just feel that there's way too much sense of sort of backwards advice in order to actually do the thing that you want. And to me, that it's just completely ineffective. It just doesn't work.